this is not the flex that many people are making it to be. And I think this is emblematic of why we can't have nice things. All right. This is why we can't have nice things. Because people are following an FBI agent who is primary focus is to cause division. The individual, the FBI agent, according to court documents, I'm not saying it, but according to court documents, this alleged FBI agent has already told people, don't expect reparations, don't expect any tangibles, don't expect anything from this moniker of FBA.
Damn.
That it's nothing more than denoting the lineage. That's it. And when you see Tweedledum and Tweedledee, these two demons, and they are demons, because they're big upping these people for mentioning, FBA and Tether, like, oh, we've made it. I saw one post where this person actually said that. It was like, Negro, we made it. We did it. And this is why we can't have nice things, because
not a YouTuber, just like making videos. And today we're going to talk about FBA. FBA is in the headlines again. This FBA movement, or really it's a lineage, can't be stopped. But FBA have a lot of detractors. And a lot of detractors are surprisingly the so-called pro-blacks. I don't know, they think that I'm losing respect for a lot of people. Particular Antonio Speaks, and I like his channel. He's a young soldier. I think he got it misconstrued. And what's that? The Amazing Lucas. The Amazing Lucas, who started off on YouTube bootlicking and defending white people's racist behavior until he did a 180. Yeah. And I don't know why would anybody, especially that's for black people, would be against the FBA movement when it's about black people, black Americans with our own unique history that's been in this country since the beginning, before the white man or during the original 13 colonies. And I don't know what. So yeah, let's get into it. Now, first of all, it's important because black people, when we talk about the violence in the black community, Pookie and Ray Ray and so forth, I liken them to warlords. If you ever looked up the word warlord, what a warlord is, yes, it's somebody that's trying to rule a territory with violence and intimidation, and someone who discards some sort of traditional rules or so forth, warlords. And when people talk to me about black on black crime and so forth, and I say, well, are these black people that's causing all the crime waving the American flag? See, that's the thing. Black people are the only group here in America that don't represent a flag. Sure, there's some black, like my father, he got a flag, hanging on the outside of his porch or whatever. I know that's patriotic, but we don't really represent that American flag like that. Now, you take Mexicans. Mexicans rep their flag very hard. So hard, I'm wondering why they're here. People from what Donald Trump describes as shithole countries, they all rep their flags, and that's good. You should rep where you're from. Haiti, Kenyans, whatever country, people are repping their flag. Even if they don't want to live in that country no more, they migrated, they're illegal immigrants from Honduras or whatever, they're repping their flag. Blacks, and it don't matter, whether they're high up educated people or low street scoundrels or whatever, they repping their flag. Black people in general don't rep that flag like that. Even these black bootlickers. Do you think Antoine Daniels is going to drive around in his Bentley with a big ass American flag on it. Hell no, they think that shit is corny. They think that shit is corny. You know, that's the thing. So I'm like, it's what you peep out. Whites constantly rep their flag outside their buildings or whatever. It's almost like they're trying to drill it into us and so forth. It's like you're indoctrinated. You know, the Pledge of Allegiance. So black people have somewhat just been discarded. What did they say? They were outdated farm equipment. So we've been discarded. We felt like this country wasn't for us. And if we're all together, why do they divide us and so forth? Why is they put such an emphasis on who's white and who's black? Imagine a world where they're putting an emphasis on height. You know, people who are really tall, you know, past a certain age gets treated better than short people. Some people say it's already like that and so forth. So therefore, it's about blacks having some sort of pride and identity. Because just saying black and saying we're just this generic people, you know, and so forth. Like, but you know, like if someone says blacks are ruining our cities, you know, but if someone says FBA is ruining our cities, that provides some more context. FBA, what's FBA? Foundational Black Americans. Why are they ruining their cities when they're the foundation of these cities? Yeah. So something must have fucking pissed them off or done something for them to react this way, because they are the foundations. That's important. Now we're going into, since Tucker Carlson and some other guy gave FBA their flowers and so forth. And some people are saying, like the Amazing Lucas and Antonio Speaks, are saying, oh, you guys just want the pat on their back. They're still racist. That doesn't matter. The point went over your head. Sometimes it's about getting your ops to agree on something, to give you a thumbs up, to say, okay, you got a point there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, imagine two rappers battling or whatever. One rapper defeats this other one in battle, and this other rapper says, okay, I get it. You got me. You pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Your lines were ill. That's what it's about, recognition. Amazing Lucas is going on thinking that, oh, we don't care about policy or reparations as long as they said that we cool. No, I'm like, no, they're putting words in our mouths. No, that's the first step to the negotiating table. See, people like the Amazing Lucas and Antonio Speaks, they're the ones that want to fight this sort of invisible war. You know how soldiers get out there and they want something, guerrilla soldiers, and then the people in power, the ops, saying, okay, let's meet at the negotiation. Let's negotiate something. And some soldiers like, oh, fuck negotiating. Fuck them, man. We need to still stay in the mud. While some people say, like, hey, let's go to the table and let's see what they got to say. You know, and so obviously those people are saying, okay, maybe these guerrilla soldiers are onto something. They're making some valid points. You know what I'm saying? So how does that mean? They're making it seem like FBA are now abandoning their mission because, oh, you know what I'm saying? Some people are giving us our props. As sometimes your greatest enemy can give you your props. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to run with it. You know what I mean? Because that means that you was right. You see what I'm saying? And Antonio Speaks and Amazing. It's like, okay, what's the point of our YouTube channels? Other than making money, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Antoine Daniels is making money because he's wearing a hat that says bag changer. But what's the point? We just go back and forth. The coons say something, then we react to that. You know what I'm saying? The racists say something, we react to that, and it just goes back and forth. FBA is bigger than your YouTube channel. FBA is bigger than YouTube. You know, black people, you know what I'm saying, FBA has a unique history. Going through slavery, being hung for messing around with white women, and stuff like that. I'm saying the civil rights movement, being drafted, and I'm saying in every war, being involved in every war and being drafted, whether we like it or not. That's the crazy part. Black people didn't even have equal rights, and we was being drafted in wars. That's insane. Because, I didn't even know that until I read Malcolm X's book. Because Malcolm X, he played crazy to get out going into World War II. He said he went into the draft, what do you call it, draft session? Or he showed up. He didn't obey. He showed up, and he was wearing his zoot suit. And he said he didn't take a bath for 2 weeks. And he was saying, we're going to learn. We're going to kill you guys when we come back. He was just to get out going. I'm like, that's insane. Don't even have civil rights. Ain't even considered a full human being. And they want you to fight and die in a war overseas. That's insane. But that's FBA history. Now, I read a comment under Antonio Speaks video. He said, black Americans, FBA act like they're the only person that's been oppressed and so forth. No, FBA never said that. And they may feel like that we need to be more Pan-African and unify and so forth and this and that. But you have to, just because we was oppressed, Africans was oppressed and so forth. I'm like, the Chinese people was oppressed by the British. Chinese people was oppressed by the Japanese. Does that mean black people and Chinese are working together? We should work together because we were both oppressed? Indian people was oppressed by the British, by white people. So that means that black people and Indians going to hold hands since we had this common history of being oppressed by white folks? That white man is the apex predator. There's a reason why we call the white man the caveman. He's earned that. But yeah, that's not. And the black community, black here in America is like it's like an open pussy, man. Everybody can stick into it and so forth. And then when black people want to, it's like this. It's like imagine this female. You know what I mean? That's just an easy slay. And all you got to do is, you don't have a relationship with this female. She does the easy slay. You bring in her a bottle of Granddaddy and some Black and Mild. You hit it easy, and then you're on your way. Now imagine that female decided, hey, I want to keep my leg closed. I want to stop drinking, and I want to go to nursing school. I want to do something. And then I know this is a terrible analogy, and you're like, oh man, you're mad because she want to keep her legs closed. And that's what FBA is. We need to focus on our own unique history because everybody else got there. Everybody else is waving their flag. You know what I'm saying? The Jamaicans, Mexicans wave their flag hard. I wonder why the Mexicans are here, how hard they waving their flag. Mexicans are waving their flag. Everybody gets to wave their flag. And so forth. And as I said, FBA is about being recognized, coming to the table, and so forth. It's bigger than these YouTube channels, because these YouTube channels, they're not hitting on nothing. My YouTube channel definitely ain't hitting on nothing. Making rebuttal response to this and that, man. It's about, I'm like, think about it. Let's look at that that movie Inglourious Basterds. What that Nazi said. He said it's because of the offspring of slaves is the reason why America can compete with Germany in the Olympics. Is he wrong? Yeah, I know that's a fictional movie and fictional characters, but if a Nazi was to say the only reason why America can compete with them in the Olympics is because of black people, even though this is a Nazi, he's white supremacist or whatever, is he right? That's the whole thing. Your enemy can be right. It doesn't mean that black people are going to start watching Tucker Carlson. I'm like, this is bigger than your YouTube channel. These YouTube channels ain't going nowhere, man. They ain't, you know what I'm saying? They ain't hitting on nothing. They ain't moving nothing. Just delightful distractions. That's the best way. Even my channel, you can throw my channel. My channel is trash. But FBA is bigger. It's Everybody else get to have their identity. And the thing is, with the distractors of FBA, they still can't come up with a solid hypothesis on why FBA is bad. I'm like, Antonio Speaks claim FBA is like white supremacy. That's as ridiculous as someone saying that the Nation of Islam is the Ku Klux Klan. It's like the new Ku Klux Klan. You know, you're undermining what the ratchetness of the KKK. You see what I mean? It's almost like everybody undermines slavery and white supremacy when black people stick their chest out. And that's pretty sad when people that are supposed to be for black people, I don't know, maybe Antonio Speaks is a tether. I don't know. Now, I'm not the type of person that mudslings towards tethers and so forth and try to create a biff between people from the West Indies. Nah, I'm not like that. But as much as people go online and say I'm not African, I don't look African and so forth. Remember that line by Raekwon the Chef? He said, saying Africans be denying niggas in yellow cabs, musty as fuck, raising their arms to Arabs. So therefore, we know that there's been a long history of black people and getting a taxi cab. It's even in movies like the movie The Wiz. You know, it was a running gag. Every time they want the taxi, they'll leave.
Hey, wait! Did you say Afric Road?
You see what I mean? So blacks get and who would historically drive cabs? It's the Pakis, the Arabs or whatever, and Africans. You know, so as much as that, we were discriminated against. It's one thing for black people to talk shit and say, I'm not no African booty scratcher or somewhat. It's another thing when you have straight up discrimination. So I think that's where there's a divide between blacks and Africans. And my thing is, I'm not against anybody who wants to be Pan-African, anybody who wants to go to Africa or marry African or whatever, but why can't FBA have their own identity and recognize their history? Because a lot of our history is it's been pushed over into the woodpile. It's just been mangled up, like mangled up wires, and you have to, loosen the wires or take the wires apart. You know what I'm saying? So that way we can focus and give black people some pride instead of black people acting like warlords in the street. Like when people talk about black on black crime, I say, was those black people killing each other waving the American flag? But that's all I want to say. Thanks for watching. Never stop learning.